再找。
我就再给你一张西岐人府中活捉将
西岐城
能进去了吗？我可以帮你演一出戏。
你果真是为了封神。
九公的女儿，
马上停战！你不停战，
就是要杀被净光锁住魂魄大王的命令。
这小子没看错人。是要封神，到时我以燕言必在文中。
越来越准了啊！糟了！林家，去发团，进光！来人子，冲进去！
戳中文正的。 来！
是停战，
为何？郑单于，哎，别忘了。
这就是你的家。
我们第一次在。
有水江，燃野雨雪旗袍，月不归，同期。
在孙大商朝，是一胜，篡位称王。
是在为大商卖。
效忠于我，
杀了你，那就是谋反。
老东西，你语中， 你回去敢踏入西区一步，
花狐雕啊！这伤不了他。
是让你坚守。
母家思想都追去了。这些狗逼，他们只懂一件事情。敢对着我们
他们唱。
将军请留步。
登基了！
倒是
将军，
人的人是你。
Hey guys, today we are diving headfirst into the epic, mythological roller coaster that is Fengshen 20-5. Picking up right where the first installment left us, our protagonist, Jifa, is no longer just a prince. He's now King Wu, burdened by a crown that feels heavier than a lead barbell and a kingdom that looks like it just went 10 rounds with a particularly grumpy dragon. The echoes of the past war still reverberate, a low hum in the air that frankly sounds less like victory and more like oh no, what now? If you like this sneak peek, hit the like button and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel, and let me know you want more. As King Wu attempts to rebuild, an unsettling quiet descends upon the land, a silence so profound it almost screams. The ground itself feels uneasy, and the wise Zhangzia, ever the cosmic alarm bell, notices it first. He's got that single quotes seen dash it dash all dash before dash and dash it dash was and single quotes t good look on his face as strange omens begin to manifest. Fountains run dry, their gurgling replaced by a guttural silence. Birds fall from the sky, not with a gentle thud, but a disturbing crunch, their tiny forms petrifying mid-flight. But the truly chilling part? The celestial energy, the very essence of the gods and immortals, starts to wane. It's like the universe's battery is slowly, agonizingly draining. The vibrant hues of the spiritual realm dim, leaving behind an eerie, monochrome pallor. Zhangzir, with a furrowed brow deep enough to hide a small village, explains that this isn't merely bad luck. It's a symptom of a deeper rot, a cosmic cancer spreading from the very top. He speaks of ancient prophecies, dusty scrolls predicting a time when the balance of the three realms, human, immortal, and demonic, would tilt precariously, threatening to drag everything into an abyss of chaos. He feels the subtle shifts in the flow of energy, a subtle yet unmistakable change in the very fabric of existence, a shift that heralds the return of something truly ancient and malevolent. The very air starts to thicken, carrying a faint, metallic tang, a precursor to the storm brewing just beyond their sight. Zhangzi's voice drops a grave tremor as he speaks of the source of this spreading blight, the resurgence of a power that predates even the current pantheon, a forgotten evil clawing its way back to prominence. Meanwhile, in the ruins of the Shang dynasty, something truly vile is stirring. Remember the bewitching Daji, the nine-tailed fox spirit? Well, she's back, and she's not just wreaking havoc on Emperor Zhou's sanity anymore. She's merged even further with a primordial demonic essence, becoming less woman and more primal force of chaos. Her laugh, once a seductive murmur, is now a bone-chilling shriek that peels back the very paint on the walls, leaving behind scorch marks and a lingering scent of sulfur. She's not just influencing, she's consuming, transforming the remnants of Zhou's court into grotesque, twisted versions of their former selves. Her power isn't about subtle manipulation anymore. It's raw, destructive, and uncontrolled maelstrom of dark energy. The air around her crackles with unnatural frost and heat simultaneously, a disorienting sensation that leaves anyone nearby gasping for breath. She's no longer content with merely ruling. She hungers for dominion over all realms, whispering promises of ultimate power to desperate warlords and disillusioned immortals alike. The visuals here are just chef's kiss if you're into the whole apocalyptic fashion scene. Her flowing garments seem to drink in the light, radiating an aura of dread that chills you to the marrow. The very stones beneath her feet seem to groan, cracking and crumbling as if in agony, unable to bear the weight of her amplified malice. She's become a beacon for forgotten evils, a siren song for the damned, drawing ancient, festering entities from the deepest abysses of the universe to her side. The earth itself seems to recoil from her presence, and the distant cries of tormented spirits are her constant, macabre soundtrack. She's upgraded from a mere temptress to a full-blown reality-warping villain, and honestly, the special effects budget probably got a workout just trying to contain her on screen. It's like watching a supervillain glow up, but instead of confidence, she's radiating pure, unadulterated menace. We even get a glimpse of her summoning a massive, multi-limbed creature from a swirling vortex of shadows, its guttural roar shaking the very foundation of the abandoned palace. The sound design really sells the horror, with squelching organic sounds mixed with the tearing of fabric and the mournful wail of something truly ancient and hungry. This isn't your garden variety villain. This is the universe's check engine light, and its flashing red dot back in Jifa's war camp. The mood is, shall we say, less than celebratory. With the dire news, a reluctant council of war is called. Zhang Ziya, ever the pragmatic strategist, lays out the terrifying scope of Daji's burgeoning power. He's got charts, he's got diagrams, he's even got a little pointer stick. It's like a cosmic PowerPoint presentation of impending doom. Nezir, with his signature fiery impatience, wants to charge in, red-hot wheels blazing. He's itching for a fight, muttering about how a good celestial smackdown always clears the air. Yang Jian, usually the stoic, measured warrior, looks unusually grim, his third eye closed, perhaps sensing the true depth of the peril. He speaks of Daji harnessing fragmented pieces of a forgotten cosmic artifact, shards of the Pengu heart, which, if fully reassembled, could unravel reality itself. No pressure, right? Jifa, torn between his kingly duties and his inherent warrior spirit, listens intently, his fingers drumming a quiet rhythm against the rough wood of the table. He knows a frontal assault is suicide, but inaction is a slow death. The air in the tent is thick with tension, a palpable weight that presses down on everyone. You can almost feel the mental gears grinding as they try to come up with a plan that doesn't involve everyone turning into a fine, ethereal mist. There are hushed murmurs about ancient alliances, forgotten prophecies, and the ever-present threat of betrayal. The flickering candlelight casts long, dancing shadows that seem to mock their precarious position, making the maps and strategic markers look like a child's game in the face of such overwhelming darkness. The clinking of armor as a guard shifts his weight outside is the only sound breaking the heavy silence for a long moment, before Zhang Ziya finally clears his throat, offering a grim but necessary path forward. His voice, usually calm, holds a slight rasp, indicating the immense weight of the decisions that must be made. The council decides on a desperate gambit: retrieve the obsidian shard, a piece of the Pengu heart said to be hidden in the demon-infested Absolma. It's basically the universe's version of a lost car key. But instead of finding it under the couch, it's guarded by things that probably have too many teeth. Nezir and Yang Jian volunteer for this lovely excursion, with Neza muttering about finally some action that isn't just talking. Their journey takes them through landscapes that would make H.P. Lovecraft say, "Hold on, that's a bit much," swirling mists with spectral forms, forests where trees bleed sap that glows with an eerie luminescence, and mountains that weep acidic tears. The sound design here is phenomenal, a symphony of creaks, groans, and the slithering of unseen things. Every rustle of leaves sounds like 100 whispers, and the distant roar of a massive, unseen beast sends shivers down your spine. They encounter lesser demons, more like cosmic pests than true threats, but each encounter wears them down, dulling their immortal energies. The crack of Yang Jian's staff against a skeletal demon's skull echoes sharply, a stark counterpoint to Nez's fire wheels whoosh as it incinerates a horde of shadowy specters. The ground itself feels spongy and alive in places, squelching under their boots, and the air is thick with a cloying, metallic scent that hints at decay and blood. It's like a particularly bad camping trip, but with more tentacles. Yang Jian's third eye occasionally flickers open, revealing hidden paths or sensing imminent ambushes, a subtle visual cue that saves them from more than a few nasty surprises. They argue good-naturedly, their banter a much-needed splash of humor against the pervasive gloom, with Neza constantly complaining about the lack of decent snacks in the Absolma, much to Yang Jian's dry amusement. While the celestial muscle is out spelunking, Jifa has the unenviable task of diplomacy, he ventures to the fiercely independent northern tribes, whose leaders are as stubborn as ancient oaks and wary of any outsiders, especially kings. He needs their famed cavalry and knowledge of the treacherous northern passes if there's any hope of stemming Daji's advancing tide. The tribal elder, a weathered woman with eyes like ancient stones, listens with a face carved from granite. Her voice, when she speaks, is a gravelly rumble that seems to vibrate through the very floor. She doesn't mince words, listing Jifa's past failures and the kingdom's current weaknesses with the precision of a seasoned accountant. Jifa, ever the one to carry the weight of the world, humbly acknowledges the past grievances, speaking not as a king demanding fealty, but as a man pleading for unity. He speaks of the encroaching darkness, not just as a threat to his kingdom, but to their ancestral lands, their traditions, their very way of life. The rhythmic drumming of the tribal council chamber is a constant, low thrum, emphasizing the tension. You can almost feel the air crackle with unspoken history, deeply ingrained skepticism. The visuals are stunning here, the raw and tamed beauty of the northern stronghold, juxtaposed with the polished armor of Jifa's guard. It's a clash of cultures, and Jifa is caught right in the middle, trying to build bridges with words when steel often seems like the only language understood. He offers a personal pledge, a bond of trust, something rarely extended by a king to a mere chieftain, acknowledging their equal standing in the face of a cosmic threat. It's a brave move, risking his own credibility for the sake of a fragile alliance. The elders consult amongst themselves in hushed tones, their faces unreadable. The sound of their soft chants filling the cavernous hall. Jifa waits, a statue of hopeful resolve, knowing that the fate of many hinges on this single, delicate conversation. Back in the Absolma, Nezad and Yang Jian finally reach the chamber of the obsidian shard, and guess what? It's not just sitting there on a pedestal waiting for them, it's guarded by a behemoth. A creature straight out of a cosmic nightmare, all glowing eyes and writhing tentacles. Think ancient squid god, but with more spikes and a worse attitude. The battle is a cacophony of sound, the screech of metal on chitin, the explosive whoosh of Nez's fire, and the ground-shaking thud of Yang Jian's staff. The creature's roars reverberate through the cavern, sending tremors that dislodge massive stalactites from the ceiling, adding another layer of peril. The air is thick with dust and the acrid smell of ozone and burning flesh. Nezer, with his typical flair, tries to go for a direct attack, only to find his fire wheels merely sizzle against the creature's impenetrable hide. Well, that was rude, he shouts, barely dodging a sweeping tentacle that would have turned him into a celestial pancake. Yang Jian, more methodical, uses his third eye to find weak points, directing Nez's attacks with sharp, concise commands. The creature's movements are surprisingly fluid for something so massive, its tendrils lashing out with blurring speed, each one capable of crushing stone. The visual effects team really went all out here, making every impact feel incredibly weighty, the camera shaking with each blow. It's a proper boss fight, complete with phase changes and increasingly desperate tactics from our heroes. They narrowly avoid being crushed, impaled, and generally turned into demon chow. Finally, with a coordinated effort, Yang Jian slams his staff into a glowing orb on its back, a hidden weak spot revealed by his third eye, while Nezu unleashes a concentrated blast of fire, causing the creature to let out a final, ear-splitting shriek that makes the entire cavern tremble before it collapses into a shower of iridescent dust and rock. That, Neza huffs, wiping imaginary sweat from his brow, was a bit much for a Tuesday. The silence that follows is deafening, punctuated only by their ragged breathing. With the guardian vanquished, the heroes retrieve the obsidian shard. It's not exactly the sparkly, magical artifact you might expect. It's a dark, jagged piece of rock, pulsing with a faint, internal light. It feels cold to the touch, yet hums with immense raw power. As Yang Jin carefully examines it, the shard briefly flares, showing him a fleeting, terrifying vision. Daji, surrounded by swirling demonic energy, laughing maniacally as she pieces together other fragments, her power growing exponentially. The vision is accompanied by a distorted, echoing chorus of tormented souls, a horrifying glimpse into the scale of her ambition. He sees not just a physical war, but a war for the very essence of reality. The shard whispers to him, not with words, but with a torrent of images and sensations, the agony of creation, the sorrow of destruction, the fragile balance that holds everything together. It's a cosmic download, and it leaves him visibly shaken, his face pale beneath his usually stoic mask. Nezer, sensing his friend's distress, places a hand on his shoulder. A rare moment of quiet concern from the boisterous immortal. "You okay, bro?" he asks, his voice surprisingly gentle. Yang Jin can only nod slowly, the weight of the universe suddenly feeling a lot heavier. He explains that Daji isn't just assembling a weapon. She's trying to rewrite the foundational code of existence, turning creation into her own personal playground of chaos. The true implications of the Pengu heart's fragmentation become terrifyingly clear. Not merely an evil artifact, but a fractured piece of the universe's core programming. The shard throbs in his hand, a dull ache that echoes the pain he feels. In his very soul, a connection to a primordial power that is both awe-inspiring and utterly terrifying. He now understands the depth of the impending cataclysm, the gravity of Daji's ambition, and the true cost of failure. Back at the northern tribes, Jifa's earnest plea finally breaks through the elder's hardened exterior. It's not just his words, but the palpable sincerity in his eyes, the weight of his conviction that sways them. She sees not a power-hungry king, but a leader burdened by the future, willing to risk everything for the common good. With a solemn nod, she agrees to the alliance, her voice resonating with ancient authority. The roar of approval from her warriors is like a thunderclap, a raw, powerful sound that sends shivers of hope through Jifa's weary heart. The sight of their combined forces, an unprecedented display of unity between disparate peoples, is a powerful moment. The tribal cavalry, a whirlwind of skilled riders and powerful steeds, their war cries echoing through the mountains, adds a new, formidable dimension to Jifa's army. The heavy, rhythmic beat of their war drums is infectious, a pulsing rhythm that speaks of shared purpose and ancestral strength. It's a moment of genuine triumph. A rare glimmer of light in the encroaching darkness. Jifa feels a surge of renewed hope, knowing that he's not fighting this battle alone anymore. The handshake between Jifa and the tribal elder is firm, sealing not just a military pact, but a bond of mutual respect forged in the crucible of impending doom. It's a poignant reminder that even in the face of cosmic evil, humanity's greatest strength often lies in its ability to unite. The combined banners, flapping vigorously in the wind, symbolize a fragile but powerful new beginning, a testament to the power of shared humanity. The sun breaks through the clouds at this exact moment, bathing the assembled forces in a golden light, a classic movie moment that, while a little on the nose, still manages to evoke a powerful sense of destiny. But triumphs are fleeting in Feng Shen single quotes. As Jifa gathers allies, Daji is busy with her own cosmic construction project. She initiates a horrific ritual in the heart of the desolate former Shang capital, now a monument to her destructive power. The air vibrates with a chilling, guttural chant as she floats above a swirling vortex of shadow and corrupted light. The Peng heart fragments she's already collected begin to pulse with malevolent energy, resonating with something ancient and truly evil. Distorted faces, belonging to forgotten demons and tortured souls, writhe and scream within the vortex, their ghostly wails adding to the terrifying symphony. The ground cracks and fissures around her, spewing forth geysers of black ichor, and the sky itself turns a bruised, sickening purple, streaked with crimson. This isn't just magic, it's an act of cosmic violation, tearing at the very fabric of reality. The sound design here is truly unsettling, a cacophony of scraping bones, unearthly whispers, and a deep, resonating hum that feels like it's vibrating directly in your chest cavity. It's clear she's not just summoning, she's ripping things from their timeless prisons, forcing them into existence. Emperor Zhou, now a mere shadow of his former self, a puppet whose strings are Daji's will, watches from a grotesque throne made of twisted metal and bone, his eyes vacant. He's less a character and more a tragic prop at this point, which is honestly a bit sad for a once powerful ruler. Daji's grin is pure, unadulterated evil, a chilling spectacle that confirms she's fully embraced her role as the harbinger of chaos. Each fragment she holds hums with a sickening, accelerating rhythm, her power growing with every agonizing beat. The entire ritual is a masterclass in visual horror and auditory discomfort. A truly unsettling sequence that screams the stakes just got higher. Meanwhile, Shen Gongbao, Zhang Ziya's rival and generally chaotic good, evil character depending on the day, finds himself at a crucial crossroads. He's been dabbling in the darker arts, seeking power to rival Zhang Ziya, but Daji's escalating madness gives him pause. He sees her true, destructive ambition, the cosmic abyss she seeks to open, and a flicker of self-preservation, perhaps even a sliver of genuine morality, reignites within him. He has a tense internal monologue, a quiet but powerful scene where the weight of his choices presses down on him. The subtle facial expressions, the slight tremor in his hand as he reaches out to a shimmering, ethereal projection of Daji's power, speak volumes. He realizes that Daji's victory would mean the end of everything, including his own chances at celestial glory. It's like realizing your evil boss is actually going to blow up the entire office building, and you're still inside. The sound design during his internal struggle is a clever blend of echoing whispers, some tempting him with power, others warning of oblivion, creating a palpable sense of internal turmoil. He stands between two converging paths, one bathed in the sickly green glow of Daji's power, the other a faint, almost forgotten golden light of righteousness. It's a beautifully shot sequence, highlighting his moral tightrope walk. You can almost hear the gears grinding in his head as he weighs personal ambition against universal annihilation. Will he choose the easier, darker path that promises immediate power, or will he finally realize that true strength lies in defending what remains? His decision hangs precariously in the balance, a pivotal moment that could shift the entire course of the war. The moment of truth arrives as Daji unleashes her full might. Her amassed demonic hordes, led by twisted versions of mythical beasts, pour forth from a colossal, swirling obsidian gateway she's opened. It's less a portal and more a gaping wound in reality, belching forth horrors. Jifa, with his combined human and tribal armies, and Zhang Ziya leading the immortal vanguard, meet them on a vast, windswept plain. The clash is deafening, the thunder of 1,000 hooves, the metallic clang of swords against demonic claws, the whoosh and roar of immortal powers, and the desperate cries of soldiers. The ground trembles beneath the force of the impact, dust and magical energy exploding outwards with every blow. Arrows rain down like deadly hail, immortal blasts rip through battalions, and the tribal cavalry, a force of nature, crashes into the demonic lines like a tidal wave. Jifa, a true warrior king, is in the thick of it, his spear a blur of motion, fending off grotesque creatures with surprising ferocity. He's not just commanding. He's fighting, leading by example, his armor ringing with the impact of blows. Zhongzi, ever the strategist, directs the flow of battle, his powerful spiritual energy unleashing devastating Wideria attacks that decimate swaths of lesser demons. Nezer, a literal fireball of destruction, zips through the air, his fire wheels incinerating everything in his path, laughing maniacally as he does so. Yangjian, a calm, disciplined force, uses his staff with precision, taking down larger, more formidable demons. The scale of this battle is immense, a truly epic spectacle that makes the previous skirmishes look like a playground spat. The visual effects are incredible, showing the sheer chaotic beauty of a world-ending war. The air vibrates with the clash of opposing forces, a symphony of destruction and desperate hope. It's pure, unadulterated action, punctuated by the visceral sounds of combat, reminding us that even the most powerful heroes bleed, and even the smallest soldier can make a difference, just as Daji is about to complete her ultimate ritual. Drawing the last vestiges of primordial energy from the Pengu heart fragments she possesses, a sudden, blinding flash erupts. It's Shen Gongbao. He arrives with a dramatic flourish, a powerful, dark energy blast tearing through Daji's protective wards, sending ripples of shock through the demonic energy. He's chosen his side, and it's definitely not Daji's brand of universal annihilation. His attack, while not fully stopping her, manages to destabilize the ritual, causing the obsidian gateway to flicker violently and some of the lesser demons to shriek and dissipate into dust. Daji's expression, usually a mask of cruel amusement, contorts into a snarl of pure rage. She unleashes a torrent of dark energy back at him, forcing him to erect a shimmering barrier just to survive the onslaught. The fight between Shen Gongbao and Daji is a brutal display of dark magic versus corrupted celestial power, a swirling vortex of arcane energy and explosive impacts. Shen Gongbao, for all his past villainy, fights with a newfound ferocity, knowing the stakes. His attacks are precise, aimed at disrupting her concentration and the integrity of her corrupted artifact. The air crackles with ozone, and the ground around them is scarred and scorched by their clashing powers. It's a surprising turn, and you can practically hear the audience collectively gasp. Just when you thought you had everyone pegged, Shen Gongbao pulls a fast one, proving that sometimes even the most morally ambiguous characters can do the right thing when the universe is at stake. His voice, usually dripping with sarcasm, now rings with genuine determination, a stark contrast to Daji's high-pitched screams of fury. The metallic clang of deflected energy blasts against his shield rings out across the battlefield, a beacon of hope for the struggling forces below. With Shen Gongbao distracting Daji, Zhongzi, Nezer, and Yangjian seize the opportunity. They combine their powers in a breathtaking display of celestial might. Zhongzi channels his immense spiritual energy, Yangjian focuses his precise celestial vision, and Nezer pours his fiery essence into a single, devastating attack. The result? A massive, shimmering wave of pure, divine energy, roaring like 1,000 suns, hurtling towards the obsidian gateway. The sound of this combined attack is immense, a deep, resonating hum that builds to a crescendo, culminating in an explosive roar as it impacts the portal. It's a Kamehameha moment, but with more ancient Chinese mythology and less spiky hair. The wave tears through the remaining demonic shields, forcing the gateway to shrink and destabilize, spitting out fragmented pieces of reality. Shen Gongbao, though injured from his skirmish with Daji, uses his own arcane power to further disrupt the portal, creating pockets of instability that prevent Daji from fully repairing it. The ground trembles violently as the cosmic energies clash, causing jagged cracks to spiderweb across the barren plains. The air is thick with ionized particles, giving off a sharp, metallic smell. This coordinated assault is a testament to their unity, showing that even fractured divine powers can achieve monumental feats when working together. It's a moment of epic scale, perfectly capturing the high fantasy stakes, and frankly, the special effects team deserves a raise for this sequence alone. The visual impact is simply stunning, a blinding flash of divine light pushing back against the encroaching darkness, a defiant roar from the forces of good. You can almost feel the sheer power radiating from the screen, a palpable force that momentarily pushes back the despair amidst the grand-scale chaos. Jifa finds himself facing a personal demon, a fully corrupted Emperor Zhou. Zhou is less the puppet now and more a vessel for purer, unadulterated hatred and demonic power, his eyes glowing with an infernal light. He moves with unnatural speed and strength, his every attack infused with dark magic. This isn't a political clash. It's a battle for Jifa's very soul, a symbolic confrontation with the past. Their duel is fast and brutal, a symphony of clanging steel and grunts of effort. Jifa's spear and shield meet Zhou's corrupted blade with desperate determination. Each blow rings out with a metallic screech, sending sparks flying. The ground around them is churned earth and broken bodies, a grim arena for their personal struggle. Jifa, despite being a mortal king facing a demon-infused emperor, fights with a ferocity born of duty and personal anguish. He's not just fighting for his life. He's fighting for the soul of his former ruler, a man tragically lost to corruption. The visual focus narrows, making their personal battle feel incredibly intimate despite the chaos raging around them. Zhou's voice is a guttural growl, twisted and distorted, mocking Jifa's every move, his every hesitation. He tries to break Jifa mentally, reminding him of his failures and the sacrifices he's had to make. But Jifa pushes through, fueled by a righteous fury and a deep sense of responsibility. He uses his agility and cunning against Zhou's raw power, ducking and weaving, looking for an opening. The sound of their blades crashing together is sharp and resonant, a constant, high-pitched whine that fills the air, a testament to the intensity of their clash. He eventually finds an opening, a precise strike that doesn't kill Zhou, but severs his connection to the demonic influence, leaving him a broken, weeping husk on the battlefield. It's a victory, but a deeply sorrowful one, leaving Jifa with a heavy heart. With Emperor Zhou subdued and the obsidian gateway destabilized, the immortals turn their full attention to Daji. She's wounded, enraged, and cornered, her beautiful visage now marred by demonic scars, her 9 tails lashing out wildly like venomous whips. This is her last stand, and she fights with the desperate ferocity of a trapped animal. The combined power of Zhangzi, Nezu, Yangjian, and even a battered Shen Gongbao is overwhelming. She unleashes a torrent of dark magic, but it's weaker now, fragmented.